this is Taylon Hope. My new single, Hometown Never Leave Me, is out now, and you're listening to Hank Jr. on Hank's Corner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hank's Corner. You know who I am. I'm Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and, of course, podcasting. And I'm very excited, as always, but even more so excited today to have my special guest on. She has performed on the Grand Ole Opry stage and been on the WSM radio multiple times. Please welcome to my corner, Taylon Hope. Taylon, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Oh, thanks for coming on. I know you got a busy schedule, so I'm very happy that you're here. Most people know that I broadcast out of a little corner in the Tampa Bay area in Florida. Where are you
Yeah.
calling in from tonight?
Yes, I'm currently in Nashville, Tennessee tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but you're originally from the great state that both Paige King Johnson and Crystal King are from over in North
Yeah,
Carolina,
I
correct?
am. I'm from near Boone, North Carolina, not far from Asheville. So I was born and raised there and moved to Nashville when I was 12 to pursue my music with my producer and writers with my parents. So I've been here about 6 years now, almost
Okay.
7. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, I know it had been a while, but man, already 7 years in Nashville. That
Yeah.
time
It's
has
pretty
flown. I don't know if
crazy.
it's I don't know if
Yeah,
it's flown for you, but
it definitely has.
yeah. And I mentioned Crystal and Paige King. I don't know if you know them out there in
I
from North
do.
Carolina. Okay,
Yes.
great. So you're bringing it, represented North Carolina. We love it, and
Yes.
I don't know, being that it's so long ago. Do you miss anything about North Carolina?
I definitely do. It's just me and my parents here in Nashville. I go to Belmont University here, and yeah, my parents got good jobs when they moved. It kind of worked out for us to come down here because they were missing too much work, and I was missing too much school when I was in middle school. So we moved here, and it's just been a great transition for us. A lot of people have taken me in as an artist, and we've made lots of friends. But I definitely miss the rest of my family, and I miss the mountains and my nana's farm, and
Oh.
lots about home, and just the environment. I'm really into skiing and the snow, and we don't get as much snow here in Nashville, so there are definitely parts I miss about it, but. It's kind of cool to also have two homes. That's how I kind of look at it. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say that, you're not you got mountains there in Tennessee, not too far from
yeah,
Nashville, but
Gatlinburg. I have a show there this weekend in Gatlinburg, so that's where we usually meet families in those part of the mountains.
okay. Yeah, so there are mountains there, but you don't have Nana's farm there, so that I can see why
No,
you would definitely miss North Carolina.
for sure. Yes, there are definitely parts I'll always miss, and parts that always feels good to. It feels good to go back and have that time and in my hometown and everything. But Nashville's awesome because there's always so much going on and opportunities for every industry. Especially now, a lot of people are moving from LA and everywhere around the world. People are wanting to move here because there's so much opportunity, and especially for what I'm doing and in music. So I've been blessed to get to meet a lot of people and get to do some cool stuff with it. So it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, and you say a lot of people are coming. That is true. Nashville's getting
Yeah.
built up really, really fast. I mean, have you noticed that in the time that you've been there that, hey, where did all these people come from? Because here in Florida, we have a lot of people flocking down here too, and we're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people since we moved, especially it was big. Of course, I first visited here when I was about 8 for a spring break trip. I just wanted to come to the Grand Ole Opry because that's been a dream of mine always is to play that regularly and also possibly someday be a member. That's just been one of my ideal like top bucket list things. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to see how many people have moved. I think I don't even know, like 200 people moving a day or something now. It's a lot, and they definitely had to open up a lot more space for people. And we're in Franklin, so we're about 20 minutes from the city, kind of out of all that. But I do go to college in the city, so I am down there with all my friends and doing my classes and stuff. So it's kind of cool to have the country and then also the city part. I do like that.
Yeah, best of both worlds. And is this your 2nd year there, I think, or is it your
Yes,
3rd?
I'll
2nd
be a
year?
sophomore. Yeah, I am a
Okay.
sophomore. I started today, so
Uh, oh,
yeah,
wow, okay, so, hopefully, this season of, the school would be, good. I know there's definitely plenty of people I know going to Belmont that,
yeah,
always tell me it's like a family there, and, even
it
though there is
is.
a little bit of competition, because everybody wants to be the best, of course, but they always, end up,
Yeah.
kind of cheering each other on, collaborating. It's such a great environment.
It really is. It's really cool. I have lots of friends who are in different majors, different, maybe they don't sing or play guitar, but a lot of them have something to do with music. They're involved in somehow, if it's production, photography, audio engineering stuff. It's really cool. Songwriting, which I'm majoring in broadcast journalism, mainly based in entertainment. That's always been something I've been really interested in. They have a great program that I'm getting to minor in songwriting, which is really, really cool. Um, I've enjoyed that because I kind of get to do both things I love. I grew up going to do interviews at TV stations and mainly Charlotte and Nashville and WBTV News there, and I got very interested in like the broadcasting part. I'd love to maybe work for CMT one day. That would be really cool. And yeah, and I still have my music, which is the songwriting. So I mean, everyone there is involved somehow, and there's tons of connections and anything in the industry. So it's been really awesome having the pleasure to get to go to school that beautiful, and there's so much opportunity. So I've loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome, and, obviously CMT, big deal, aspire to
Yeah.
that, but, with the broadcast and journalism, I'm starting to look for maybe a co-host, so, you never know
Yeah,
if that's
for
something you wanna
sure.
do, but,
I'd love that.
let's get back to, you specifically, not me, but, we were talking a little bit about hometowns earlier, and your latest song is called "Hometown Never Leave Me." Which is
Yes.
doing pretty well. I've seen it out there doing a lot of streams, and I know I'm liking it. Tell us a little bit about the song and how it came about.
Yes, thank you so much. I guess I wrote it with Bill DeLuigi and Kirsty Manna. We wrote it about probably 2 years ago. So it's one I've had that I've wanted to record for a good while. And it was just one of those times, it was the right time to release it. And I feel like I have lots of those songs where I keep them kind of like a catalog. I feel like a lot of artists do that and then bring them out when the time is right or when that type of music is trending or something like that. So yeah, I felt like this was the right time to release it. But I came in wanting to write a song about how special my hometown was to me. And Kirsty's amazing, Bill's amazing. They're both hit songwriters, written a lot of songs for Blake Shelton and people like that. Kirsty was a co writer on Austin, and Bill's wrote so many songs for different movies and TV shows. And it's awesome to get to sit down with them. And yeah, they definitely helped me kind of put everything I wanted to say in the song into it because growing up in North Carolina, it's such a special place, such a special town, and I kind of wanted to make the point that I wouldn't be where I am today, and in a city like this without the people that made me who I am, which is the people in my hometown. So I talk a little about that in the song, just like seeing people on the road talking, like people in my church. And yeah, I just really wanted to also show that if you move away from that special place where you grew up, it's never gonna leave you. It's always gonna be there waiting for you, kind of thing. So that's how I've always felt. It's like a safe place when I need to go somewhere and you know come back to who I am and come back to see my family, and there's just nothing like that. So, yeah, a lot of people have reached out, and it's been really cool to see how many people have, been able to relate to it, having to leave their hometown for work, for their careers, for different things, and just realizing that that special place to come home to means a lot more than sometimes people act like it does. So, it's a very special song, and I guess it's been out about 2 weeks now, and the music video just came out this past Friday. So,
Oh, okay. Well, that's
yeah.
awesome, and, of course, those who follow me know that, I had posted it on my New Music Friday post. There you were with the
Thank
song,
you.
and,
Gas up at the Texaco and somebody else is mapped out in the shade of the interstate. Don't look much like a hot spot, but it's someone else is coming home to. Reminds me of my rear view go-to. That's why I miss it a lot. When I see people talking in the middle of the back road somewhere, makes me wanna find the time, stick wildflowers up in my hair. I can put wings on my roots, 1,000 miles on my boots. Beneath me, my hometown will never leave me. Hey, porch light with your halo on, I'll catch you if I'm able. Welcome sign if you don't mind, stand like my guardian angel. You'll never let me get too far from who I am. That's who you are. When I see people talking in the middle of the back road somewhere, makes me wanna find the time and stick wildflowers up in my hair. I can put wings on my roots, 1,000 miles on my boots. Beneath me, but my hometown will never leave me. And every time I pass a roadside church and I hear people praying, country gold on the radio, that's my life they're playing. I can put wings on my roots, 1,000 miles on my boots. Beneath me, when I see people talking in the middle of the back road somewhere, makes me wanna find the time and stick wildflowers up in my hair. I can put wings on my roots, 1,000 miles on my boots. Beneath me, my hometown will never leave me. My hometown will never leave me.
And welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Taylon Hope, and you just heard her recent single, Hometown Never Leave Me. And, you do talk about your hometown a little bit in different songs because you actually did a Christmas album as well where you called it Carolina Christmas too.
I did, yeah, I did that one. I guess I was about 12 or 13 when I did that. I'd love to come out with a new Christmas album eventually. I always try to put out a little single, kind of in between, different seasons and everything. Because I've always loved singing Christmas music growing up, singing in church. That's where I started when I was 4, and I just grew up doing songs at Christmas for that, and just one of my favorite times of year. So, yeah, that was a special one, just kind of reflecting on my Christmases at home in North Carolina and being in the snow with my grandparents and my family. And yeah, that's a special song because even now when I listen back to it, it's how I feel about my home at Christmas time. And a lot of people are able to feel that way about going home for Christmas. So yeah, that was a special one to get to do a few years ago now. So
Yeah, time has flown, as we said earlier, and I'm interested to hear more about how you got your start and got through. But before we do that, the audience has known that I've started a new segment called Two Truths and a Lie, and it's been kind of fun on the show. And I started out really well. I think I was like 4 for 4, getting it right. But the last two I've been stumped. So we'll have to see if I'm still on the downhill getting stumped, or I can invent myself and get this one right. But if you want to play,
okay.
basically you give me 3 statements. 2 of them will be true, 1 of them will be a lie, and towards the end of the podcast, I'm going to have to guess which is which.
Okay, I think I'm ready. I've thought a little bit about it.
All
Okay.
right.
First one is I have 4 cats. The second one is I wrote my first song when I was 8. And the third one is I have a four-wheeler.
All right. So I need to determine whether or not you have 4 wheels, 4 cats, or your first song was done at the combination of that at 8 years old. So we'll see
Yep.
which one I get. So I do have to change my questions up a little bit so that we don't necessarily give it away too early. But those that are watching, please be sure to play along and see if you can figure out towards the end. But, I am curious about your start. Tell us, from the time that you got a little karaoke machine and we're singing Little Mermaid songs, all the way up to the Grand Ole Opry. How did that journey go?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been a journey. I feel like it's just God's timing and meeting people throughout it. I mean, like I said, I started in church really young and just kind of realized I loved it when I was just a baby. Just one of those situations you're singing kind of before you're talking, and just remember being little in the back seat of my mom's car and just remembering the lyrics and stuff, and started performing when I was like 5, 6, and then when I was 7, around 8, I made my first like little album for my family and people in my hometown, and started traveling and doing revivals all around North Carolina and different states when I was like 8 or 9, around that time. And I started working with Tommy Brandt, who is a really, really amazing and producer, and it was really awesome to get to work with him at such a young age because he's so well known in the Christian country community. And he had a program called Beyond the Music, which was for specifically younger kids who are wanting to have a career. And for the time, I was doing a lot of Christian country music, which I always try to fit that always into my songs because that's who I am and where I came from. But yeah, that was really awesome to get to travel to that many places and get to sing at those churches and work with that whole team. And I'm still friends with a lot of the kids today. We still do shows together when we traveled and did all that. So I'll always remember that and just really realizing then how much I loved it and how much I wanted to do it. It's never really been a question for me if I were gonna keep doing it. It was just kind of who I am. And from then on, I just kept getting older, and I started writing more, and I started um, talking to Kent Wells, who's my current producer. I also work with Smith Curry for a lot of production stuff too, and Kent does all of Dolly's stuff. And Kent actually found out about me through a lady at a church I sang at here in Franklin. So I went in to audition for him when I was, I think at the time, 11, and he let me into the little label he had and the production at the time. And so it was amazing walking in there and seeing Reba, Dolly, and Keith Whitley, all my heroes on the walls. And I'm just like an 11-year-old kid just with a dream in Nashville, just with my parents, because they brought me everywhere and they still are there for me. So going in there, I had big dreams, still have those big dreams, and never thought that stuff like this would get to come true. Still keeping at it, still going and dreaming big because you just have to believe in yourself to get where you want to be. But from then on, I've just released lots of singles. I've traveled all around the country. I've got to meet several people. I've got to open up for Dolly Parton at the Ryman. I've gotten to sing at the Grand Ole Opry House 2 times now. I hosted the listening room every month. I played the Bluebird, and yeah, I've got to open up for Shenandoah, Tracy Lawrence, people like that, and I just have never imagined, getting to do that. Just it's been a real blessing having people believe in me at such a young age, and it's just really been such a journey. I feel like I've been at it for longer than I've been alive. But yeah, I just have to remind myself I'm 19. So I'm not that old, but it's been awesome to get to do it.
Yeah, you definitely have accomplished quite a bit at such a young age. And, that's one of the reasons why I said at the beginning of the podcast, I was so excited to talk to you. You definitely are a rising star. And that's who we like to have here on Hank's Corner is those that are out there, making waves. And, I can't wait to see where your career ends up.
Oh,
But you,
thank
you, but you did mention Curry Smith, and this is the first time I get a chance to talk about him on the podcast
Yeah.
because it was not too long ago, a couple of weeks back. I got to go up to Nashville, and my friend Taylor Hughes was hosting at the listening room, and Smith Curry was one of the ones that was kind of help playing in the background. So that was the first time I got to meet him,
Yeah.
and so it just kind of shows that it definitely is a tight community. But when you name drop like that, you're working with a lot of great people.
Yeah, it's been really awesome to get to work with people in the industry who know so many people and are just really kind-hearted, and they've been really great people helping me with everything. So yeah, it's been awesome to work with Smith and Kent and so many musicians and studio players and bands. So it's really awesome getting to meet those people.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, it's a lot of famous people there that you've gotten to rub elbows with, and I hope that continues for you. We're
Thanks.
gonna go ahead and play your song, "Showing My Roots," and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more.
Sounds great.
I like a good field, the smell of fresh cut hay, laying in the grass on a perfect summer day. I like a good rain, beating down the tin, rocking me to sleep in the house where I began, where my story starts, where I find my heart, where I know I'm always home, a place to kick off my boots. Oh, look at me, I must be showing my roots. I like a good ride when I ride shotgun in Papa's four-wheel drive or his Massey Ferguson. I like a good meal after church on Sunday, with family gathered round as we bow our heads to pray, where my story starts, where I find my heart, where I know I'm always home, a place to kick off my boots. Oh, look at me, I must be showing my roots. Where my story starts, where I find my heart, where I know I'm always home, a place to kick off my boots. Oh, look at me, I must be showing my roots. Oh, look at me, I must be showing my roots. Showing my roots.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. You just heard Taylon Hope, and that was "Showing My Roots" here on Hank's Corner. Of course, I am Hank Jr. And I mentioned earlier because I had read it online that you had a Little Mermaid CD and you were singing along with it, and of course you got the red hair going there. And
Yeah.
have you ever thought about playing like in a play or a Broadway type scenario where you got to be the Little Mermaid?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I did some musical theater stuff in high school, so that would definitely be a dream of mine is to play Ariel eventually. But yeah, I did High School Musical and Beauty and the Beast and stuff like that. I still really enjoy going to musicals and plays, and that's just probably the performer in me. But yes, I've always loved, especially Belmont. They have such an amazing musical theater program. So, yeah, I think that's so awesome. I love that. But maybe someday we'll see.
Yeah, and I definitely like musicals myself and Broadway plays and that sort of thing. And of
Yeah,
course, those that follow me know that Beauty and the Beast is probably the top one for me. And my wife
I
and I kind of
agree.
consider us. I'm the Beast and she's the Beauty. And at some point though, I reached out to a good friend up there in Nashville, Sarah Harrelson, and she actually wrote a song that predict kind of depicted me as the Beast and my wife, as Beauty, and talked about how we met and how our relationship went. So definitely after that, Beauty and the Beast definitely became my favorite. And I'm just being biased, but Sarah Harrelson became my favorite songwriter after that.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome. I love that.
yeah, but given a chance to be in any type of play that you got to on Broadway, what ones would you pick?
Oh gosh, I've always wanted to be in Wicked or um I don't know. I feel like The Lion King would be cool too. There's so many that I would love to be in. Just the music I love, and I just love dancing, and I grew up dancing, and not really done too much acting, but I would definitely love to get into that more. But definitely for entertainers, it's such a. I feel like a lot of people have
Oh, we
artists
lost.
have gone to Broadway and been able to do that. So I've always really wanted to possibly be on Broadway or do something that way. I feel like that would be fun. But definitely in high school, I enjoyed it a lot.
And you named some great plays there, great shows, and Wicked. You mentioned that, and I just saw recently that they came out with you can order the vinyl soundtrack
Yeah,
of Wicked, and I'm thinking about getting that because I've
for sure.
started, collecting vinyl again, and
Yeah,
I think that might be a good one to have.
I agree. I'm very excited for the movie coming out this year too. That should be really good to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And you talk about all these different things that you get to do, and one of the things obviously you want to do is see the world because that's one of your songs. So we're going to go ahead and play "I Want to See the World."
Home is waving flags and pre-game prayers. Bluegrass bands and ice cream on the square.
Welcome back once again to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Taylon Hope, and we're having fun talking about different things. And that was I Want to See the World, one of her songs. And, given the opportunity to go anywhere in the world, where would you like to go?
Oh gosh, I've always wanted to go to London. I hope to play a show there or study abroad there maybe next year or something would be incredible. Or maybe Australia. Those are two places I've always wanted to see. So hopefully I'll get to do that someday. Maybe with music. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool that you mentioned those two particular places, because I've actually had a few guests on from the UK and from
Yeah,
Australia, and I did not realize how prevalent country music and maybe country pop
for
music
sure.
is
It is.
over there.
Especially in London, yes, I did a lot during COVID with Nashville Meets London, which is a huge festival in London with tons of country artists. So they love it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have a problem there. You could step right on stage, and I'm sure you would have a lot of followers over there.
I'd love that. I love British people. They think my accent's funny, and I love theirs. So
Yeah, definitely love to hear both of them. And when I was over in Spain, this is many years ago. I was probably about your age when that happened. I won't say how many years ago that was, but I was probably about your age in college. We did a trip as part of the college class to Spain, and we
fun.
had a British person that was being our tour guide, and she actually did make fun of one of the people that were on our bus because
Yeah.
he was very country, and so to hear a British accent do a country accent from the United States was hilarious. So,
Oh, I bet
you know,
that's funny. Yeah.
definitely got to see if you can do that when you get over there. See if somebody will imitate the United States. Uh,
Yes. Have to
but
see.
talk a little bit more about your influences. Who kind of influenced you growing up, and given, I mean, obviously you've been around a lot of people, but given the opportunity now, who would you like to maybe be on stage with, do a duet, or perform
Yeah.
with?
Yes, I've always had a lot of influences. I grew up listening to a lot of '90s, early 2000s country, '80s too. So Reba, Dolly, Vince Gill, Trisha Yearwood, Keith Whitley, George Strait, people like that. Just that true country sound. Any of those people, I would love to do a duet with or do a show with or yes, and especially I really love Lainey Wilson now, Zach Top. I'm really loving his stuff. Carrie Underwood and Martina McBride have always been two big influences. Vince Gill, I've always loved Keith Urban. Just people. Eric Church is another North Carolina native. I've loved writing with a couple of his writers, and he's such a nice person. But um, yes, so many that I've looked up to, and I think that's what makes a good artist something is having those people to learn from and look up to because they've so many people that have paved the way for people like me who are just now in the industry, and there's a reason they are where they are, and I think we should always look up to them and respect them for what they've done for country music. So
Yeah, definitely. And, obviously those are a lot of big names that you mentioned there. But also in the local scene there in Nashville, people like you that are, on their way up, who are some of the people that you like and we should be on the lookout for?
yeah, there's so many. Let me think. Um, A lot of writers. I've a couple good friends, Landon Wall, Ava Page, Macy Tabor, Isaac Cole. Those are some names that are young people my age who are really doing well right now and making a name in the scene. And it's awesome to see them grow and grow with them and write with them, play shows, and it's just really about loving it. I think that's a big part of it is people can really tell when someone genuinely loves something, and that when you have that, that's where you'll get to where you want to be because you can't ever lose the love for what you're doing. So that's one thing I've always stuck with is no matter what, is just making sure that I just get to do it every day because I love it. So yeah, it's been awesome growing up with those people. I remember doing award shows with them when I was 8 and 9 years old. We were all young, and now we're all here doing it together. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And never lose that attitude about, you want to make it fun. I say that a lot on my show, because the day that you get disgruntled,
Yep.
the audience will see that. But it is such a gift, and I think you know it because you've talked a little bit about your faith on the show. It's such a gift from God to be able to
Yes.
have that. I mean, I don't have any musical talent whatsoever, so that's why I do the photography and videography on the side. But
That's a talent
so
too. So
yeah, so never lose that wanting to be able to do that. And one of the things I also like to talk about a lot on my podcast is food. I'm a foodie, and I
yep.
know when I get to talk to artists, they're from all over the place. So what are some of your favorite foods, whether it's from Nashville, North Carolina? What are you eating?
Oh gosh, I have lots of them. I love Italian food. That's some of my favorite. Anything Italian. I love Mexican food. I love anything my nana or mom makes. My nana makes incredible homemade pizza. She makes amazing pound cake and um, all different types of food. So yeah, I'm not that picky of an eater, but definitely I'm more of a meal person than dessert. But my nana just makes anything incredible, so she's always
No.
got something for us when we come back home.
Yeah, nothing like good old family cooking. So, that's awesome. And, I definitely love a lot of the same things too.
Yep.
But it's time now. It's time to see if I can figure out, the two truths and a lie. I don't know if you've been kind of throwing me off or anything like that. So I'm going to try this. So you said you had four cats. The
Yes.
first song that you wrote was at 8, and that you have a four-wheeler.
Yep.
Now this is a little tricky, but I'm going to say that you did have your first song written at age 8, and you do like to ride a four wheeler, but you don't have four cats. How did I do?
You're right. Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm back on it because I was on a two show losing streak, so I'm glad that I got
Yeah.
that. But tell me about that four wheeler.
Yeah, I've grown up riding four wheelers at my papa's farm, and I've got a couple of them there now. So I've always been able to have those and tractors and all the stuff at the farm. So yes, I do have that, and I did write my first song when I was 8, and I don't have four cats, sadly. So
You're not a cat lady at this point, and I
no,
brought up the four wheeler and wanted to hear more about that because last year, I think it was last year at the beginning of the year, we did a cruise and we got to do some of the South American, Central American countries while we're down there, and that was
wow,
the first time that my kids, they're 15 right now, but they got to ride a four wheeler at 14, and
yeah,
because they have no rules down there. You don't need a license, you don't have anything, and so my kids really loved it. And when we came back to the states, they're like, "You got to get us one," and I'm like, "Well, you need to save up for it because I don't have enough for the four wheeler, but they are fun to do,
they are,
and I would definitely love to race you sometime." But
yeah.
I have not gotten the opportunity to see you play live. I mean, I've seen you on social media, but not in person. But should somebody come to a Taylon Hope performance, what should they expect
Yeah.
from you?
Yes, definitely. They should expect a lot of original songs, a lot of storytelling, and just I would say true country music. So it's a lot of fun. I'll be at Ored in Gatlinburg this weekend. I've got a lot of shows coming up this fall, festival season, and a lot with new music. So yes, come on out if y'all are ever in the area.
Yeah, be sure to check out Taylon Hope on all social media as well as her website, TaylonHopeMusic.com, so you can find out where she's playing. Definitely don't want to miss that. And, of course, Taylon, it was great talking to you. If you ever want to be a guest on Hank's Corner, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, always. I appreciate you having me on here so much, and can't wait to be back.
Little Reba McEntire on the backwards winding road. If you turn it up, I'm gonna sing along. But every sometimes, so I sit down in the shade, watching people go by, so I just wait. Where a tractor takes a turn and a bonfire starts to burn, 'cause we got it good, 'cause we got it made. Man, it's good to be living a life this free. I put the country in me. That's the things I love and the stuff I grew up on. I put the country in me, and I'll take it with me, take it with me, take it with me everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, yeah. And I'm proud of where I'm from, and every little thing that put the country in me. That's the things I love, the stuff